All right. Welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio, joined by Randy Angston. What's up? We should get the sound effects going on.
We need to do it.
All right. Great topic today, folks. $30,000 a month.
Ooh, real talk.
So in this fitness industry, we've realized there's a couple set points, and one of those set points where you can kind of get to and maybe nudge above, but never like blow through. It's like a stopping point, is that $30,000 a month revenue. And this is a common thing.
Yeah.
We work with gym owners all the time. You could be stuck at 29 to 35 for like 5 years.
It seems
like I see that.
It seems to be like the spot everybody just gets. Like it's like a roadblock. You just hit it, and there's something that for some reason you just can't. Maybe it goes back to like the average, like the Dunbar number. You know what I mean? Like how many relationships you can manage or something like that. We'll
get into that right now, because that is where my head is as well. So the Dunbar number is 150.
Yep.
And what that says is that's the amount of people realistically you can have somewhat personal relationship within your business. And here's the deal. You take 150 members and you multiply that by about the average of a large group training session of $200. Voila, we're right at $30,000 a month. And that just ends up being a sticking point. And we work with gyms all the time. This is more common than I've ever imagined it would be, because of the models that these folks are coming in, right? So there's a large group model that, hey, yeah, maybe you got some price points above 200, but there's also price points below 200. And you kind of settle in on this average revenue per member of about $200. And yeah, maybe you got some ancillary sales, but it's nothing to move the needle to 50,000.
Correct, yeah.
Or 60,000. And so the question becomes, what are the levers you can pull in your operation to blow past 30,000 and never stop there? Like if you're just starting your gym, you grow, and you just, next time you blink, you're at 50 instead of 31.
Yeah.
29, right? Recently working with a gym owner, longtime gym owner, great guy, been in the business for, 30 years in the industry, 18 years in his operation. And he's just like, look, I just can't get past the 30K. And I basically threw two options on the table for him. And I don't know which one we're going with yet. We'll wait to see. I know which one I want to go with, but here are your options. You can charge more.
Yep.
You can get more clients. Your current clients can buy extra things. So like we talked about all those three things that make more money. And, getting more clients wasn't the answer.
Yeah.
So we kind of naturally, the next thing is, all right, can we do a price increase? He's at the top of the market for large group. He just is. I mean, he's charging almost $300.
Yeah.
And so the only thing we could kind of figure out was, what if we change the frequency to weekly, went $75 a week, where they're feeling like it's not more than 300. It ends up being about a $20 a month raise. $20 more a month per 150 members. You're going to do about $3,000 more per month, 36 over the year. Okay, that's it, right? Like if you went $50 more per member, you're going to hear it.
Oh, absolutely.
20 broken into weeklies isn't going to really rock the boat at all.
Not too much, sure.
So he has this kind of like range between, okay, I can move this, I can increase by $20 before the bells start going off. And that's a option. I don't think that's going to solve the long-term problem. I think the long-term problem is we got to get this thing to 50, 60, 70. And how do we do that, right? So the other option is we got to switch his model.
Yep.
We got to switch the entire model from large group to semi-private. And just to kind of give you guys some math, okay, when you hear me say this, you're going to say, oh, this is a no-brainer, right? So he's got 150 members. Let's just call it average $200, 30K recurring. We've established that. Over here in the semi-private world, we can definitely get into the 400s, but let's just be conservative. $400 a month.
Sure.
Okay. If he loses 50 members, let's just say he lost 50 members in this transition. He screwed something up and pissed off a bunch of people, and we were left with 100 members at $400 a month. Automatically, he's already making $120,000 more next year because it's $10,000 more a month. He's making $40K a month instead of 30.
Mm-hmm.
That alone is reason enough to consider it, right?
Absolutely.
But to change a model like his or like yours listening, that you've been established in the market, this is what we do. It's large group. Our trainers are training a certain way. Our clients are used to a certain way. Clients love these other people that are in their groups. Ding dong, all the things. And you're going to change your model. It's going to rock the hell out of this boat. But it's the only thing that I think will change this stuck in the mud 30K to a $40, $50, $60, $70,000 a month business. It's just it's the model.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about that earlier, and you've got both paths. Neither of them are easy, right? But this is one of those situations where you choose your hard. You know, the hard on raising rates and the rocking of the boat for maybe even at $20. Like some of those people, it's $20 that maybe they can't justify, they can't afford, and a small percentage of that group will leave. But it's still a hard decision to raise rates globally. Mm-hmm. Now, the other end, it's a hard decision to change your whole model. And especially when it's everybody, right? And now, granted, guys, like we have a process for doing so, and we'll touch on some of that, but that is a hard decision as well. But at the end of the day, the two options, would you rather make $3,000 more a month or $10,000 more a month? Now,
$10,000 more on the low end.
Correct. On the low end, and that's at a third less the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the old, you can make $1 with 10 dimes, or you could do it with 4 quarters. And at the end of the day, I would much rather serve a higher caliber level of training to fewer people and charge more than have a mass amount of people paying just a little bit and having to, because again, we can get into like the cyclical, what it takes to replace a client, and all of those situations. Ultimately, in our opinion, and the reason that we've put our flag in the ground for so long and helped gyms make this transition is because once you do cross over and you decide on that semi-private model, it's not hard. It's exciting as hell.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've done it with 100% success rate.
100% success rate. I mean, now the gym owner's mindset is a big part of that.
100%, absolutely.
You have to be ready and willing to make this change. I guess it wouldn't be that hard for me to make this decision because, well, first off, I did it.
Yeah, correct.
So it wasn't hard. To me, it's a math equation.
It is. Yep.
If I can conservatively expect success at 67% retention of the taking it from 150 down to 100 members. There's no way I'm losing 50 members over this. Because the way I'm going to do it, it's going to be clean. People are going to want to do this.
Yep.
And they're not even going to feel the difference. It's going to be amazing. So there's all these things. But if the gym owner that is up against this decision is so stuck in their ways, they're in love with the product. That's probably chapter 5 in my first book. Yeah. Don't fall in love with your own product.
There you go.
Because you got to be willing to adapt.
It's a business.
And change and shift and mold. And, like the game's changed, guys. Like large group training's dead. It's not the path. It just isn't. The math doesn't math because it's super easy to get clients. I mean, we can get them. Marketing for him's been a struggle on a lot of levels, but he's got a great operation. I mean, he's got his tenure, he's got the building. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but the model just doesn't work.
Yeah,
the math for the model, like if you want to go from 30 to 50K, it's not just putting in 60 more members or whatever that is, 18,000. Yes, almost 70 more members.
Yeah,
no thanks. $14,000,
You want to talk about the hardest thing to do? I mean, there's a reason why more leads is everybody's first thought, is because every business needs more members. Every business to grow, we need more people through the door to some tune. But that's not the only way to do it, and that's what we're getting at. Is that is a tall order, and that is a difficult thing to do. 70 people That's half of, that's 3/4 of, or that's almost.
Let me just do math. I want to make sure that I'm saying this right. If he's $200 times 70, like $200 times 70 members, 14 grand, that'll put him at 44. So let's just do 60 members. 60, that'd be 120. So 50 members. I'm so dumb. You need to go from 150 to 200 members because that'll put him at 40K.
Yeah.
At $200. So he has 50 more members. He needs to increase by 25% while retaining everybody. So let's just throw these two numbers out on the table. If he's got 150 members and he's at 5% attrition, at 200 members at 5% attrition, 150 members at 5 is 7 to replace, 10 at the 200. So now you've got to outspend the problem as you grow. You got to continue to replace more and more members at a 5%. Like you should be better than 5%, but like let's just make it apples and apples. With more members, you got to replace more. With less members, you got to replace less. To replace a member costs money. It's going to cost more to replace at the higher number than at the lower number. But you can make even more money in semi-private with even less members than you have now. It's just a math equation.
Well, and if sticking to math, let's talk about not just the conservative number, but let's talk about the potential. Oh. We know, based on the model that we run here and the numbers that we've figured out and kind of, the goal, the line in the sand, if you may, like status quo type of thing, 200 members in semi-private put you at $1 million business.
Yeah, that's another stratosphere.
When you're making $30K a month to go to $83,000 plus a month, you're not in the same. You don't have the same lifestyle. You don't have the same struggles. You can pay your staff more. You can pay. You're not struggling to market. Like all of the things change.
Go away. You're not pinching pennies.
No.
You got flow, cash flow.
And that's that. And again, I mean, even if we I love the fact that we can do it conservatively because that's where the risk mitigation, right? Like if you're going to enter the arena, let's talk about the lowest option of conversion. Let's talk about how hard, you could take that hit and still be in the same position or better than what you're doing today, pounding your head against the wall, hoping something comes along that's going to be the saving. This is the Hail Mary saving grace right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And
to realistically throw 50 more members in just to kind of break you, or like where you're going to be at, if you switch the model, that's a difference of 100 members. Because if you grow your business to 200 members from 150, but you stay at $200 for 40 grand. But in this situation, we could lose 50 members and make 40 grand at $400 average. We're talking about the difference between 100 members doing 40 grand or 200 members doing 40 grand. That's just pretty simple math, right? It's double the price, right?
Yep.
So, to me, look, I would rather 4 quarters over 10 dimes all day, provide a greater value. And not only that, you're different than every other gym.
I'm glad you got there because again, right? Like you mentioned that there's a little bit of struggle for him already when it comes to marketing is because we're marketing the same thing every damn gym around him is doing.
Yeah.
Like he to the marketplace is the ultimate decider, right? And so for all of those consumers that are weighing the option of training with him currently at already the top of the market, for him to ask a little bit more to just squeeze that and hope that he gets more people through the door. I mean, we're asking. It's like a double negative. We're stacking the cards against us because we're fighting a much harder battle. But you transition to something that's still relatively new. It's not as globally understood by the marketplace. It's a new opportunity. It's not the same as every other gym down the street. Now you have a unique selling proposition, which gives you a greater marketing opportunity and the potential for growing that beast is night and day versus trying to shove more bodies into the same thing everyone else is doing. And so that right there is a little bit of reassurance that, okay, yes, are we charging more money? Absolutely. But what we're providing is night and day different for that consumer.
Perfect. Couldn't said it better. It has to be different. If you're going to charge that, because that's the point. We couldn't raise it to $400 and give them the same product. Nobody's going to buy that.
Yep.
But what they will buy is personalized programming. individualized attention, strength training, periodized phases, reps and sets, tracking all your weights, form, all of it. Like that's what they will pay for. Somebody that's got a program that's designed for me that is different than the guy next to me and different than Mrs. Johnson over here. Personal attention on their specific goals versus everybody's doing the same workout, hot and sweaty in a room, metabolic conditioning, high five chefs. Yes, it's fun over there, but this is the one that's going to make you money.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, we're in a business, right?
It's a business.
It's a business, not a hobby?
Shouldn't be.
No. This is a business. We're trying to make more money. And guess what? We're giving a better product to the consumer.
Absolutely.
This is a better product, right? Semi-private training, individualized programming, that's a better product.
Yes.
Tracking weights, tracking sets, tracking reps, all of it. It's a better product. So people are willing to pay for that. They're willing to pay for one-on-one at twice the cost. This is it is personal training. It's just done in a semi-private atmosphere.
Exactly. Have done this. This is the path that has taken them from the 30,000 ceiling to 60, 70. Hell, we have gyms doing over $100,000 a month with this model.
It's only done in this model. Mm-hmm. You're not seeing 100,000 in a large group. No. Just not seeing that.
No.
So anyways, guys, this is something we've realized long ago, and we created programs all around this. If you guys need help switching your gym's model from large group or one-on-one to semi-private, jump on a call. That's just, end of the day, we're here to help you. I know it's scary, but eventually you're going to come to a realization like this is the only way to get there.
And we got an email an hour ago about helping a gym owner who's been in the industry, who's done it, who he had a great operation but was stuck at that 30,000.
Yeah.
When he took this advice, made these systems and this structure the new path, the new way. He blew past that number and he's never looking back.
Never looking back. So don't look back, guys. 2024 is ahead. Go make those big changes this year. Here to help you guys. If you need help, link in show notes.
There you go.
Link in bio, right? That's it for this episode, guys. Until next time, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye.
All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.